heart shade hydrangea garden. This right here. This was that Annabelle that I showed you guys how to prune. And it has got to be at least 3.5 feet. So that just goes to show you these plants are very resilient and they welcome a hard prune. Don't be shy in pruning your plants, folks. Pruning with a purpose. So that's going to welcome some huge blooms. You can see them budding up already. Look at that. Look at that. And here's a little stumpy one. Take a look at perspective here, one from the other. So she's doing very well. They're both receiving a lot of sun, sufficient amount of sun for an Annabelle. Here is the Pinky Winky. It looks spectacular. And the Lamium, that ground cover, it's gone bonkers. And those two Delaware Valley Whites, they're pretty much done their bloom cycle. But look at that backdrop of Ghost Fern. The Ajuga Chocolate Chip has since finished its blooms, making way for other plants. This right here is called Japanese forest grass, or let me see if I can pronounce it, Hakanakloa. Beautiful Asian grass. Got some weeds in here. Beautiful Asian grass, provides plenty contrast in shade gardens. And behind it is a small hedge of autumn brilliance or autumn fern. What you're looking at is all of its new growth. It has that that gold tinge to it. And over here, it looks has more of a honey cast tinge to it. What else? What else? These miniature oak leaf hydrangeas are putting on blooms. It's called ruby slippers. And soon these will be roughly 5 to 7 inches long and about 3 to 4 inches wide. So they're doing pretty good, pretty healthy. Over here are your Alice oak leaf hydrangeas, much larger. And here is a bloom stalk right here forming. This will be roughly 12 inches long and 6 inches wide. So they get pretty ginormous. Here's the other one. Plenty blooms. Plenty blooms forming. Here are all of the Persian blue catmint with their beautiful iridescent purple blooms. Gorgeous contrast with the foliage. So what I'm observing right now is one of the crocus roses that I planted has since leafed out. Unfortunately, this one in the front, although I do see some very tiny leaf buds, and here is a leaf bud right here trying to form. It's rather slow. It probably gets too much moisture in this area. I thought I had planted them up, but we shall see. Time will tell. This one right here, some of its leaf buds are browning, so that's not good. So I'll just have to keep a close eye on them. This existing one, it was here over a season. You can tell beetles have gotten their way with it. To kind of give you guys some perspective, there's that small vignette right here with the 2 clematis vines in the corner by the gate. I've since put up this trellis system to support this jackmani right here, and it's since taken full advantage, and as you can tell, it's starting to branch off onto this trellis structure. So you're probably like, why do you have so many trellises? Well, right here is the sweet autumn clematis, which gets to be 20 feet long. So I need to kind of help this guy along, train it to go up this little trellis here so that it can eventually branch off and latch onto this trellis, which I've added another one over there. So in due time, it should catch up. They're pretty vigorous growers as well. So this right here is a Diablo 9 bark. Beautiful, beautiful 9 bark cultivar. So it's obviously starting to bud up. And once these flowers fully open, this will look spectacular against this very dark maroon or burgundy foliage. Looks like I got a tree branch caught up in there. We had some very rough weather the past few days. I think a few towns south of me, they've had some tornado activity. So you're gonna obviously get a lot of broken branches and falling limbs. One last thing I'll show you guys, and I kind of expected this because she was transplanted and, you know, she went through a little bit of transplant shock. So here's Lady Banks, guys. Excuse the mess, but she is putting out those sporadic sprays of blooms all the way to the tip of her branches. Let's kind of zoom in here. Bit of contrast. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'll leave you guys with that. Hey, garden friends. Figured I'd come outside and catch a quick glimpse of this beautiful clematis in full bloom, in full spring bloom, with blooms to spare. Look at that. Yeah, this is what we wait for. This is what we wait for. I mean, look at that. She was well fed this spring, well fed. It's a gorgeous bloom right here, ready to fully unfurl. Let's see what else is blooming, clematis wise. Very deep, rich violet blooms. Here's another Jack Mani on this side. The sun is starting to cast its rays over here. That bloom ready to come out. A little bit janky over here, but so what? She's still coming out for the show. Beautiful. There's a few more clematis that are budding up, but so far these are the ones that have produced full open blooms. AJ's Green Thumb.